I'm going to say something controversial, but I will never depend on a man financially, which is funny because I'm an exotic dancer. However, my comment still stands. And before anyone like misunderstands me, this is not me saying like women shouldn't have relationships or shouldn't get married or shouldn't have a partner. I believe a great relationship can make your life better. But I never want to be in a position where I don't have choices because I don't have my own money and I don't have my own skills and I don't have my own identity. Because to me, that is not security, that is vulnerability. I will never depend on a man financially because I want to be in control of my circumstances at all times. The idea of being a stay at home girlfriend actually sounds like my own personal hell. And there are some extreme exceptions, but my position still stands. So I realized that I needed to be able to take care of myself probably when I became a dancer because I started making my own money, becoming fully independent, and I have had men offer me like to live with them and like quit my job, which is crazy because like these men were strangers and ultimately if I had the option, I would never take it because I don't even think these men even know how to take care of themselves, let alone another person. And that sounds like kind of like a trap to me, honestly. And again, like, why not just like have your own, like, financial independence represents never feeling trapped, never being in a situation that I don't want to be in. I need safety, I need freedom, I need peace of mind. And therefore, being financially independent gives me that peace of mind. And, people, having a boyfriend or someone saying like you don't have to work anymore, like I'll take care of you, like you can live with me. Honestly, like that idea was like never appealing to me. It just never made sense. I always think like, do you even have like your own life together? Um, I've never personally been in a situation where I was like dependent on a man financially, but I know a lot of girls who have been in a relationship and quit their job and let their partner take care of them, and they became vulnerable. And then when that relationship ended, they needed to regain their independence after the breakup. And that just like reinforces my mindset that like I have to have my own best interest. I can never be vulnerable to like this kind of power imbalance in a relationship. And when the relationship ends, like you're not just losing a partner, you're losing your like ability to take care of yourself. Like you're trying to rebuild your life, you're trying to figure out your finances, your career, and everything. And I don't want that for anyone. Many women can't afford. They come into a position where they can't afford to leave the relationship when they become dependent on their partner. So if they quit their jobs to be like a full-time girlfriend or like a full-time wife, and I don't wish this on anyone. We shouldn't like glorify men being like our like saviors or like a man being a plan. This is the part I think people don't talk about enough. Like when someone becomes completely dependent on another person, it's not just about money, it's about time. It's about the years that you could have been spending like building yourself, learning skills, building friendships, creating a career, investing, growing into the person that you actually want to become. All of that time matters. My advice to my younger self or anyone who's watching is just save and start investing as early as possible. You don't have to quit your job for a man. You can still be in a relationship and make your own money and be your own person and have a safety net. And the ideal relationship is that you can have a man that's capable of taking care of you, and you have your own life and he has his own life, but a man that does not expect you to drop everything, drop all your goals, and settle and give up on your full potential. And I do believe that a woman can be a stay-at-home wife and mom and still be like financially smart so long as she is contributing to her savings and has her own investments or other things like going for her, that are independent of her partner as a safety net in case she chooses to leave the relationship and she doesn't lose out on the opportunity to establish herself, and that she doesn't sacrifice all of those years for a man. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with a woman choosing to be a stay-at-home wife or mom. It can be a beautiful thing. I personally believe you should just never completely abandon yourself. You should always have your own savings, your own investments, your own skills, your own friendships, because you're still your own person. I think all women should prioritize education, investments, and skills before prioritizing a relationship or a man. Because being a well-rounded person in having education, having hobbies, having your own identity, having goals, being well-rounded in those areas will help you attract a better partner anyway. The more educated and the more financially stable you become, you're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone to complement the life that you've already built. What women sacrifice ultimately when they become completely dependent on a man is their time, and time is valuable. This is time that you should be using to build your future, build yourself financially, yes, but also in personal and self-development. So I think surrendering your independence to a man is incredibly risky without having your own financial assets and no plan to continue to develop yourself. Non-negotiables that you should have before you get into a relationship is hobbies, friendships, a clear idea of what you want your life to look like. The goal is not to become a woman who doesn't need love. The goal is to become a woman who has choices, a woman who can walk away from a relationship if that relationship does not serve her, a woman who chooses her partner because she loves them, not because she depends on them. And if you're watching this, my advice is simple: just focus on yourself, focus on your education, focus on becoming the best version of yourself, build your confidence, build your skills, because when you choose to do that, you don't just become independent, you become the person who can choose the life and relationships that you actually want, and that is the ultimate glow up. I love you guys. Bye.